We could check out Lifecoach's games here. Alternatively,
yeah.
we could see what some of the other players are doing.
Yeah, let's see who else is still playing.
I've heard that Forsen is a pretty popular request.
Oh, yo, throw Forsen up,
if he's
dude.
still
Where is
playing.
he?
Yes.
What's
we
his
don't
ID?
have too many left just because we went into a...
shell
Oh,
there at the
still
bottom.
going. Let's go.
Do it,
Yep.
yo.
This
let's
is game 3. Let's see if
Forsen.
this was recently started.
Forsen versus Sajedene.
Yo, I'm cheering. I'm
Ooh,
cheering
so
for
this
Thorsen.
is like halfway through game 3. We have the mid tower.
Sajedene is Suns fan's girlfriend, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I remember her from she works at Moonduck.
That's right.
Same studio.
Look at Forsen's colors here. It's got a little bit of a rainbow going, but just a splash of red.
Doesn't look too good for Forsen though.
It does not. It does
No.
not.
I mean, I guess he's technically winning this lane.
Sajedene needs to be able to deal 10 damage over the top mid, and her deck
Okay,
has a
actually,
pretty hard time doing
it's
that.
not that bad. I just looked at the healths, and it
Yeah.
seemed like the healths were in
pretty low
Sajedene's
for
favor, but
So Forsen basically owns the board, but his tower health are dangerously low. You can see Sajedene has the Agility Vandal mid. She just needs to deal 10 damage mid, and she wins.
I think it's very possible. I mean,
yes.
Forsen has no cards. Are those still locked? Maybe. But either way, he only has 4 cards, and she can slay to push the Agility to this tower.
Exactly.
Yep.
I had a question for you guys. These so the decks that we watched last turn, last game were like 2 colors. This is 3 colors. What are the differences?
So 2 colors represents like higher consistency with being able to kind of play your cards, because you're more likely to have cards that match like a hero down.
Because you have to have a hero in the lane to play.
You usually have to settle for like a lower average value, because during the drafting process you're restricting yourself from like some good options. That
she has a what do you call those
Tree
again?
buckets?
Tree buckets.
Tree buckets.
Yeah, tree buckets.
How it's pronounced.
So that every turn it does 2 to the tower. So in
Yes.
2 turns that's dead no matter what. But it's dead right now.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is up to Sajedene to try to deal exactly 10 mid. Now she's got 4 off the Vandal. She's got Slay to push in front of Sorla. And Forsen, with his hand, has no way to stop this. So it looks like Sajedene does just have this.
Yep.
She also has Steam Cannon.
Yeah, she could just develop the Steam Cannon. Does the same thing as the Slay here. But
then
maybe she wants more mana to block with, probably.
Or curve the Vandal, yep. And this looks like it will be it,
That
right?
shuts off Time of Triumph if you have it.
Yes.
It's really important to play that card first.
Yep. Let's see if he did.
He did not have anything
Nope.
over. Oh, he had the Thunderhead pack, though. Shut that down. That's actually really important.
I do love this. Now let's see if she slays in front of Sorla. If she wants to threaten it, she's got to do it.
Yeah, she could
she's taking the like slower, safer play a little bit.
Yeah.
Slay
It's
did
respectable. I
represent
think
the
she
goal.
wants to hold the Slay for that Thunderhide, potentially.
Yeah.
Because there's a very high chance if you were to slay that creep that one of the Forsen's
Another-
cards could just block.
Exactly.
That's
easily.
right.
So I think I do like this play. It is like the safe play. Do you think hyped that you can kind of go for the safe play in these situations? Is she still in a good enough position?
Yeah, I think seeing without seeing the hands, just seeing the board, I would feel to go for the safe play.
Is this game 3?
Yes.
Probably,
this is game
right?
3. This is the
Okay.
decider of this
Damn,
series
dude.
already.
What do we know Forsen's score? Is he alive? Did he win the first round?
I'm not sure. We'll have to take a
We'll
look later.
see. What do you think about his deck, hyped? Is his deck good?
Let's see. I know his deck's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Luna Ogre's great for blue. Legionnaire is obviously great, and then the green cards are a little weaker heroes, but they're still pretty solid. He's got a decent curve as green too.
So this does look pretty bad for Forsen as long as
Yeah.
Sajedene is able to deal this 6 extra damage. I mean, Forsen does have Eclipse. The lock is over on it, right? That's a
Yes.
really big
6
deal.
charges.
That's a big eclipse.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the name of the game is kill these black heroes.
First lane, basically these 2 heroes are stranded for
Yeah.
Sajedene.
There's just nothing Sajedene can really do on this lane. Hourglasses are locking both players' hands. Forsen has the Eclipse in hand. This is going to be a huge Eclipse, but he doesn't have initiative, which means Sajedene plays her Eclipse first, but everything on Forsen's side is very tanky. You're not going to take down a
never
hero.
gonna go down.
Yeah.
Unless
Taking the Eclipse.
unless 5 out of 6 with the ogre, but that's just not happening.
One creep up. This is 6 damage already on the tower. Forsen has to stop this, but the Eclipse will do it. Is that it?
I think, yeah.
There's the Slay. The Slay kills the creep in front of Necro.
Oh, man.
Necro needs to die. Necro needs to die. Slay kills the creep in front of it.
It's looking like a tie.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Jesus.
And that has to be it. The Slay in front of the Necro creep. We take a series tie.
Just
Might have-
biding time.
Basically, she's waiting
Yeah.
to get Forsen to play his mana,
Mm-hmm.
so he doesn't have enough mana for a blocker, but Forsen knows he doesn't have to do anything, so he's probably just going to pass as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now Sajedene's holding her breath that he doesn't have anything. Which
Might as well play the cloak first so they don't
Yeah.
like tower barrage or something like that too,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, that's one of the tricks you can do with items and artifact. You can use them kind of like, as like a soft pass that doesn't commit you out of the lane if your opponent passes. And there it is. Oh!
Wait, it's a win because Sajedene already took down this tower. That last tower was only at 2 health.
It was at 2 health.
2 health. He needed
Okay,
to
nice.
push for that one in order
Yes,
to get the
So
so
draw.
very smart
Forsen-
for her
Forsen
to play
lost
safe
too.
lane
Yeah.
before. 'Cause
Yes,
she had
yes,
plenty
yes.
of time.
All right, well, thought we had a tie there, but looks like that last tower was, just barely alive enough for Sajedene.
So
to get the win.
what was their score going into that? Is Forsen 0-2 off
Let's
that?
take a look, yeah.
Yo, we were watching your game. We saw you had 4 of a kind with the Thunder Gods.
Oh yeah.
How did that feel?
Yeah,
to
tell
play?
us about that.
I mean, when it comes to Thunder God's Wrath, it's about as good as having it in poker. So he usually wins. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. Yeah, it was very good. I felt I made some minor mistakes though, especially in game 3. I TP'd home the wrong hero. I think I shouldn't have TP'd home Ogre.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
And what else? I had some pretty close decisions of which creeps to lead with, etc. But it kind of worked out. I felt like I was kind of advantaged through the game, actually. Like, I didn't take too much damage early, and I didn't get too far behind before I could, like, Thunder God's Wrath. All of his things, which is good.
Yeah, in a close game with Zeus, you're going to be behind. You play Thunder Gods, but you're still
Yeah.
trying to recover the board, and it's pretty hard. So
Man,
I agree.
I gotta say, you were super modest about your deck when you came up. You were like, yeah, I could probably go like 2-1 with this deck.
Well, yeah, the double Zeus definitely makes it. It's
With the ogre,
the
too.
weird thing with like double Zeus is clearly it's good to kill like 5 heroes, obviously, but you kind of have to you have to get enough ahead once you kill their heroes,
Yes.
because when they like put out 5 heroes whenever they want, since they already had the advantage before that, it can be kind of hard to keep that advantage after
Yeah.
you Thunder God's
And you
Wrath,
need to close the game out.
basically, or get enough ahead so it's too hard for your opponent to come back. But it usually works out.
usually, yeah.
Yeah, usually.
And plus,
yeah.
sometimes you have the option. You're like, I killed 4. I'll let that one live and kill it next turn.
Yeah,
It's sometimes important to stagger your opponent's heroes.
it works super well with. I mean, I said earlier that it works well with Ogre because, of course, you can multicast it as you saw in my game, the Thunder God's Wrath. But also Ignite works very well with it, so you can kind of leave them at 1 health and
Yeah.
it dies in the beginning of the turn, stuff like that. It's always better to kill a hero not immediately, but at the beginning of their next turn before they can
Yes.
interact.
Yes.
The
Mhm.
upkeep kill, because then they're effectively dead for kind of like an extra turn.
Yeah, like
basically.
3 turns, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's usually super good.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like killing them with initiative, but you don't even need initiative to do it.
Yeah, so that happened multiple times, I think, in my
Mhm.
games, which
Nice.
has been not bad.
Yeah, it really paid off.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
look-
How's
Looking at the
Swiss looking?
standings, yeah, we've got, Forsen's unfortunately 0-2.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
But here we have Hyped 2-0. And Yol's also 2-0. Tortellini's also 2-0.
Are all of our boys 2-0?
Let's see. I think Lifecoach is actually
Lifecoach is
still in
playing his game.
last game.
He's 1-1
We
right
could
now.
take a look.
Let's jump
let's
in.
dive
Let's
in,
see
yeah.
if he goes 2-0 as well.
Mhm.
This is it. Turn 10. Wow. We are closing this game out. He needs 3 more damage mid, and Lifecoach loses.
Wow.
This
yeah.
is a
There
tough
we go.
one.
Ooh.
Lifecoach needs to be able to do.
Oh, there's a lot of creeps going
Ooh,
there,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
It's all about this mid lane. This is the last turn of the game right here.
Yeah, I think Lifecoach is super ahead.
Yeah, Lifecoach looks like he has this.
Mhm.
He has. Oh, he put Sorlacon on the left. That's interesting. Why did he do that?
He
maybe
might
he
be
just has
looking
something-
for a
or he
top.
has
I guess he has a
something
blink.
He has a
cross-lane
blink,
top
yeah.
deck.
Yeah, he has a blink. That's probably the only reason.
Yep. So Blink Dagger is an item that lets you move that equipped hero to another lane. And it's a
So you
2
can
round
put-
cooldown.
yeah.
Very powerful. Probably the strongest item you can find in draft.
I mean, depending how the deck list looked like, this is kind of next level-ish, but it's almost good for Sorlacan to not have initiative here, if it's hard to interact with your opponent.
Ooh, the home field
If
advantage
that-
is actually a relevant draw here. You can play that forward to the middle lane.
Yeah.
This might be another one of those situations where we see star guy wait and try to get Lifecoach to play mana and then go for the slay at the very end.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
exactly.
It does look like Lifecoach is pretty favored here, though, unless that happens.
Yeah, the play that Star has is blinking in Sorlacan and then being in front of a creep and slaying the creep, right?
Yes.
So then he or she can get a draw. I don't know. Okay, so in front of a hero. So has to play it in front of Keith, which also cannot be home field advantage.
So
That's
Lifecoach just
only
has
out.
to be patient. Lifecoach
Yes.
just has to not
Which
use all his
he has a
creeps.
lot of.
Oh yeah, Lifecoach is the most patient player you'll ever find.
Yeah, for sure. Although it seems like Lifecoach has to creeps to block an eventual slay on one of his creeps to get through for the last points of damage.
Yep, and going into Slay too. And I don't know if we've talked about, these icons for everyone, but these are all spells. Creeps have this little icon here,
Yeah.
and spells with the little stars.
You can
And so
check
this
out the defensive slay.
Defensive Slay.
That's an interesting play. That doesn't open up a win condition, right?
But
No.
I mean, it plays out better if he could have played his Rebel Decoy, but now Star just loses anyway, I feel
And
like.
Yeah.
you can look at the improvement on Star's side. This is unsupervised artillery. It would win him the game right now if he could use it, but it can only be used if there's no unblocked enemies.
Yeah.
It almost got close with these
Yeah,
heroes
these
here,
arrows.
all hitting Keith.
It almost did, but
But
there it
no.
is.
Yeah, I mean, if you slay the creep in front of Keith, potentially could have had lethal.
So Lifecoach went 2-0. Or
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
2-0 as well. How's Savjz
Mhm.
doing?
Let's take a look.
That's the last one. Did he also make it? Are we all 2-0?
I think Savjz might have lost the one that we did spectate him on, but
Hmm.
see
No,
if
no,
we can-
he scraped it through. It was very close.
he's currently 1-0 right now.
Okay, so
his
he's
game is still
let's
going.
check him out.
Yeah,
See where he
let's
is.
get in there.
Hopefully we can find one.
Oh
where
yeah,
the-
that's right. It
where
was the
game
really
is-
close one with
Yes, he pulled it through at the end.
the yes.
Hopefully we'll be able to
Snipers.
get a game that's
Here we
starting.
go.
Ah, turn 12.
Wow.
This is also probably last turn.
That's what happens when you have a bunch of tide hunters and beefy stuff that just stands in the way but doesn't kill anything at any point.
Let's zoom out and check out like how all these lanes are looking.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen so many boards in one board. It seems like Miss QQ also has a very defensive deck.
Yeah, Miss QQ needs to take right, and Savjz looks like he also needs to take right.
Yep.
Seems
Looking
a
at
little
this.
bit harder for Savjz.
Yeah,
Slightly.
just slightly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things, but it's still not lethal yet. But with the Mist of Avernus, And enough
there's
magic.
enough
That's gonna
magic.
be
That's
it.
gonna blow him out.
Mhm.
So Savjz, our first of these 4 players to drop a game. The other 3 players are 2-0 so far
Yep.
in the Swiss. Savjz going down 1-1, which is still respectable for round 1. And of course, after the first 3 rounds of the Swiss, these players will all redraft.
That's right.
Because there will be a new draft, and everyone will have new decks, which is going to be very interesting.
Yep, and we'll get to watch another one of our players draft through a completely new deck again.
So is there anyone that we can check out that might be like starting a game? Or we could just spend
I think
this
they're
time
all going to be closing up now since it's going to be draws playing out. There is Cinderen's game here. We
Yep,
can
it looks like
spectate
it.
the last.
Lifecoach, you
bit of
wanna
that.
have a seat, man?
Yeah.
Yeah,
take a look
perfect.
at some
Okay,
games.
Lifecoach is joining us, and we can talk a little bit about how his series went. We saw that finish there just now.
Yeah.
At the very end
Yeah.
of that. Feeling good about your deck?
Well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were kind of saying the same thing as you were drafting, but when you found that one pack that bailed you out, like the second bounty hunter or the Ironfall Goldmine plus the Horn of the Alpha in
Right,
that pack, we saw your face. You just got really excited.
Well, actually, I hoped that I would get much more because the Horn of the Alpha, as you saw, is a card which is very, very, very expensive.
Yes.
So you would rather like to have more support than 1 Goldman, 1 Payday.
Yeah.
But I didn't get any in the last 3 packs. So, but as always, specifically if you get bad cards, it's kind of the task to make it work a little bit at least.
Yeah, still 2-0 so far.
Yep.
And it's the back end draft that's going to matter more. The first 3, the
Right,
draft doesn't
right.
matter as much.
Mhm.
You can kind of outskill. The last 4 in the 7-round Swiss, that's really going to make the difference. Like getting a good deck there is really going to
Yep.
help solidify your chances.
That's true. I mean, in the end, you really have to go 6-1 against a field of very competent players.
Yes.
So you need both. You need skill and luck. For sure.
Exactly.
It's true. Yeah, and two games are still going on. Let's take a look at who else is playing. We'll just
Yep. I think this round looks like it's finishing up.
Mhm.
Ooh. Yeah, this is another one. Mana turn 9 already. Want to zoom out and kind of take a look
yeah,
around?
let's take a look at the. Well,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in that state.
Yeah, we need to wait like 10
Mhm.
seconds or something.
Yeah, looks like we've got double Mazzies, which again, each hero is going to come with 3 of their signature cards. So Mazzie's signature is that steel reinforcement, so that's gonna result in some long games, which is why we're seeing this as one of the remaining 2.
Yep, Disciple of Nevermore dropped. This is a very powerful black creep. One of the kind of like stronger things you can pull in draft. It's got a very powerful downside, but its scary ability is that it gives all of your allies on that lane +2 attack.
Yep, that's right. All of that
Oh,
minus
wow.
armor you
Topple
see.
Necro. And you can see these sadist stacks as well. Heartstopper Aura. 2 Heartstopper
2
Auras
hearts.
on each Necro.
Double Necro, double Mazzy.
That is just like a huge stall deck by Sqwerty.
Yeah, the Heartstopper Aura is a card which basically deals 2 damage to the enemy's opponents every upkeep. But the very strong thing about it is if you get it twice on a specific hero, because then it deals 4 piercing damage, and that's exactly what Creep has as life. So before they can even do anything, he will get rid of the creeps, and therefore will always be able to hit the tower directly, which basically happens also here at the very moment.
Yeah, the game ends up being largely often kind of about like these melee creep combats. So you see like numbers that do very well against that. Like take a look at the Selfish Cleric on DC.Restocker's board. It's a 4/4 that heals every time it does combat. So like these numbers are perfect for just eating melee creeps all day. And that makes the card a lot better than if it was like a 3/4.
Yeah, I think we can expect the sqwerty winning on
The first lane.
on the first lane,
Yeah,
and
that
he already
looks like
got one, so that should already also be the end of the game if DC cannot stop that aggression.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for DC to kind of do anything about this left lane here.
Yeah.
Is there an Hourglass on Sqwerty's end that's going to stop him from being able to top deck an answer as well?
There is.
Yeah,
the
one
Mazzy
Hourglass.
has that.
So the Hourglass is a very strong item that automatically locks cards as your opponent draws them, if that hero is alive. So DC.Restocker doesn't even have the option to top deck an out here. It looks like this may be inevitable.
Yep.
Line does not have finger up. It's all about this left lane. You're going to have to see a double deployment here. Ogre Conscript
Even if
is
it's Key Fanda
yeah.
and the Beastmaster.
Sqwerty also gets 2 heroes, so that should definitely do it. He only needs
Yeah.
1 unblocked hero to win this game.
Yep. And even if there's an arrow, he can fix it with new orders in Sqwerty's hand that allows him to choose a combat target for what he wants.
And that includes the building.
Yes. But Mazzy is aiming straight regardless. So Sqwerty just needs 4 damage here. DC.Restocker will drop an Ogre Conscript in front of the Mazzy. Sqwerty didn't draw anything that does this, but the Trebuchets will have it next turn.
Oh man, look at
Wow.
those Heartstopper auras.
Yeah, look at them go.
Yeah, just over if he deploys the trebuchet because it deals 2 damage inevitably. So if he deploys it,
So as long as Sqwerty doesn't lose this game is over. That Trebuchet is on his board, will deal 2 damage immediately to DC.Restocker at the start of the next turn. So it looks like this one is over. And with that, we might have the end of round 2 of our Swiss.
Yep.
Just putting another Trebuchet down.
oh, is it already?
Just to rub it in.
Yeah, adding insult to injury.
I will need to run then.
Okay. Yeah. Gonna have to get into your game.
Okay, Restocker, just making sure there's no way for him to close this out. He's got, a lot of mana in his hand, but unfortunately nothing to play with it.
Just
and the clear
throwing
deck
out
just
all the
completely
spells.
obliterating this board as well.
Everything's dying. Stars Align? Wow. 14
lot
mana.
of
That's
mana.
that's a lot.
It's a lot of mana, but there's
But-
just not enough he can play with it. He can get more with Salamana in his favor. Does not do enough.
Yeah, this is just a lost battle for Restocker at this point, unfortunately.
Yep.
That Trebuchet is just reliably going to hit the tower, and there's no way for him to get rid of it in his hand.
And Power will push a little bit of extra damage, but I think he knows this battle is lost. Now,
Yep.
DC.Restocker can still threaten right lane, but against that steel reinforcements with the cards in hand, which is just to Salamana's favor and a Traveler's Cloak, he's not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, very unfortunate. And there's the 2 steel and reinforcements in that last lane, too. So even if he wanted to somehow push for that damage, it's tough. Mazzy's preventing all of that.
So Restocker giving it up. Want to have a look at the Swiss bracket, see if round 3 is generated yet, and if not, we can see how a lot of the other players are doing, since we've been following our 4 boys here, but there are some other players, some other fan favorites out there that we
Yeah,
might want to
let's
check up on.
Take a look. So Lifecoach is joining the 2-0 club. Who else we got in the 2-0? Vin Kelsier's here.
Ooh.
Suns
2-0.
fans 2-0.
Suns fans 2-0. Pretty good.
Mogwai is 1-0-1.
Oh,
So
round 3 just generated.
Round 3
Let's
just
take a
generated.
peek. Can we pull it up?
All right.
Oh.
Before that, I think we're going to
Yeah.
head to a short break. we will be right back with the third round of Swiss.
It's going to be really exciting.
Just going to give them some time.